When winter settled over the battlefields of World War I, it wasn't gunfire that claimed the most lives, it was the cold. Soldiers stuck in flooded trenches battled frostbite, hypothermia, and the constant struggle to stay warm with almost no fuel and no safe way to light a fire. Smoke could draw sniper fire. Open flames could suffocate men in cramped dugouts. Yet in that mud and misery, soldiers created one of the most effective survival tools of the war. The trench stove. Born from desperation, these small improvised heaters were built from whatever the soldiers had on hand-ammo boxers. Biscuit tins, fuel cans, even clumps of dried mud soaked in oil. The goal was simple: produce as much heat as possible from as little fuel as possible, without giving away their position. The most famous version was the Tommy Cooker, a tiny metal tin burning solid alcohol gel. It wasn't powerful, but it could heat water or stew quietly and almost smokelessly, a priceless advantage on the front lines. And when official supplies ran out, men invented their own versions: fuel cans punched with air holes, small chimneys made from rifle casings, and burners fueled by kerosene, paraffin, sawdust, or even bacon fat. What made these stoves so effective was their controlled burn. By limiting the oxygen entering the small container and focusing the heat, soldiers created a slow, efficient flame, essentially the same principle used in modern rocket stoves and bushcraft heaters. Many even built brick or clay versions inside dugouts, attaching makeshift chimneys to vent smoke safely away from enemy lines. In deeper shelters, engineers expanded the idea into full heating systems. Metal drums connected to underground pipes that carried warm air through freezing bunkers. For many men, a trench stove meant survival. It meant dry socks, warm hands, a cup of tea, or a hot meal after hours of cold and terror. It was a bit of humanity carved out of the harshest conditions imaginable. And the brilliance of the design still applies today. Anyone living off-grid, camping, or preparing for emergencies can recreate the same heat-efficient stove with nothing more than a tin can, a knife, and a few scraps of fuel. A simple, controlled heat source built and fueled correctly can keep you warm, cook your food, and stretch your resources far longer than an open fire ever could. The trench stove stands as a reminder that survival often comes down not to technology, but to creativity and understanding the basics of heat, airflow, and fuel. It kept soldiers alive during the brutal winters of the Great War, and it remains just as useful for modern survivalists and homesteaders today. If stories like this inspire you to explore the forgotten skills that once kept people alive through history's hardest moments, be sure to subscribe to In the Beginning and share this with someone who values real survival wisdom.